What is happening, everybody? My name's Seven and welcome to a brand new Fortnite video. In today's video we're going to take a look at a bunch of your comments that you've left in the comments of a previous video of mine. So thank you to all the wonderful support provided by you guys, it's greatly appreciated. Now in the comments I would like you guys to fire away with thoughts and feelings about things, of course, in this video, as well as other features that you want to see in Fortnite Battle Royale in the future. Let's have a look at some of the ideas that you guys have already gifted me during this video, and I will look forward to reading the comments of newer ones. Make sure you watch the whole video, not only to support the channel but also to know about the features that I've already mentioned so that you don't re-replicate them. So I pinned a guy's comment known as the Death of Us, and he said they should add binoculars. Now 309 of you said yes to this by leaving a like on it, and a lot of you then started responding to it with your own thoughts and concepts on ideas that you wish to put into the Battle Royale. I think adding binoculars would be really cool. The fact that this would be something that would be really handy for like looking up at somebody's base up on a mountain, or like kind of scouting out the area ahead of yourself, because a lot of people who are camping, you can't see them until you're up close. But say for example you're on a high ground, or you built a structure, for example, imagine being able to zoom in with your binoculars and go, oh dude, there's a guy over there, like I would have walked into him if it wasn't for my binoculars. You know, imagine that sort of thing. And it would also be great as well for that end zone, trying to mark up people, and because everyone would have them, it would be so cool. Now a lot of people have said, hey, as long as this doesn't take up an inventory slot, then we'll be after doing, you know, the whole binocular thing. Like if it was an extra skill or ability or something like that that would be attached on your bar as an additional slot, but you don't want it to take up the current slots that we already have, because of course nobody really wants that. Then it would just be an item everyone would bin for a weapon instead. Or some people might choose it over a weapon. I don't really know, but I think if we're going to add these types of things in, it would have to be an addition to the weapons and the slots that we already have, or it just have to be an item that's maybe attached to a keybind or, you know, a controller button that would bring up binoculars and allow us to scout out where enemies may be in the map. Let me know what you think about that. Do you believe that binoculars would be the best thing? This was definitely the most voted item that was featured in the comments of the video I spoke about features in, so definitely gonna have to put this one as number one. Let's move on and take a look at what is going to be our second feature. Like I said before, some of these are responses to the Death of You. So this guy was called Salveware, and he said the Death of You, they should add customization to characters. At this moment in time we spawn into Battle Royale and we are gifted one of the main characters that we find from the main storyline, and you can't really do anything about this. You know, you are either one or the other. You don't really get a choice between which character you spawn in as, whereas a lot of people really do want to be able to customize their character. It is just a thing in every single game nowadays that has even single player, not even just multiplayer modes. Everyone wants to be able to change their clothes and their items. Now of course, customizing character has to make no difference to the gameplay, in the sense that it has no physical additions. Like it doesn't make you stronger, it doesn't make you faster or anything along those lines. It genuinely just needs to make some kind of like visual difference, so our audience of the game and ourselves, like when we're jumping in and go to customize our character, we go, oh man, I'm really happy with that, like I really want that. And it also makes the game just genuinely a lot more interactive. I do believe they are going to be adding customization to characters in, but I'm not sure. There is no finalized date. They have mentioned on Twitter before, previous dates about, well, like months and periods when it might come out, so we could expect it in the next couple of months if they do implement it, but it hasn't been solidified yet, I do not believe. And if it has, then do correct me in the comments. What would you add to your character customization? How would you get like your character to be? Would you be male? Would you be female? Would you go all out green, all out black colors, all out blue, all out white? What colors and what clothing would you choose? Hailers has two comments, and it's because of course both comments are really good and both features are really handy without a doubt. Now Hailers said in the first one, the Death of You, a leveling system would be nice. Now let's just stop there before we continue on to the second thing that he mentions. But a leveling system would be interesting. Say for example this would tie in pretty well with the character customization. Imagine being able to look at and go, okay, you know, you play a certain amount of games, for the place that you land you get a certain amount of points. So you come first, you get 100 points. You come, you know, you die first, you get 1 point. You know, that's the style of thing. So wherever you place, you come 7th, you'll get 93 points because that was your place. So you know, that sort of thing, that would be pretty cool. And the more games that you play and the more points that you rack up, a leveling system like this could function really well, and it could unlock new gear for you to customize and add to your character, and that would really work awesome. And as well as like having a leveling system, you'd be able to see not only who's really good in the sense of that they've already won because they've got an umbrella, but you'd be able to go, oh wow, that guy's like prestige 2 times, he's a really good player, or he's got a lot of experience, and it'll help people, especially when they're coming down into the map, decide where they're going to land, because they'll know, hey, that player's really good, there's a lower chance I'm going to be able to win against that guy, so let's land somewhere else, you know, that sort of thing. So there's all sorts of other, you know, factors that would come into a leveling system, but it's definitely a handy idea, and I think it could be implemented. But in the battle royale aspect, it probably wouldn't be, purely because of the fact it's like a refresh every time you jump in. Everyone has the same kind of thing over and over again, and everyone's on the same playing level field. Like I say, if there was a leveling system, it would have to be attached to something like customization and unlocking items that don't impact the game. Derek made an interesting point, and I don't really know how this would go down, but with the factor of having a leveling system already when it comes to the weapons, in the sense of, okay, you get an uncommon compared to a legendary being much better. There was a system that allowed you to make, as Derek says here, make it if you had 2 of the same weapons, you could forge them into one that is slightly better. So maybe it wouldn't move out of the class, maybe it would move out of the class. Maybe, say for example, you'd have 2 uncommons and then you would move up to getting a rare, or you'd have 2 rare of the same weapon and you turn it into an epic. I don't think it would be a world changer. It would be pretty cool to have, because of course then it would prevent your enemy from being able to pick up weapons. I often try and think of ways to be able to hide weapons, so that if an enemy does cross the same path as me as I've moved on, they don't end up finding a shotgun that's blue because I've already got a blue shotgun, you know. And so I think something along these lines would be pretty cool. Now, in my personal opinion, I think this is a great idea. I think this would be brilliant, and even my idea as well of the whole dismantling of items as well, that would be really cool, in the sense that you're going to change the game quite a bit by simply just eradicating spare weapons. This prevents the enemies that pass through the area being able to pick up these weapons. They might be in dire need of a shotgun, they've got loads of shells, but you've just walked past the area and you've just destroyed a shotgun and forged it into your current one to make a better shotgun. There's nothing left for that enemy that destroys past, giving you a greater advantage. Haller's HD is back again. He addressed me this time saying, 7, shoulder switching 2. Now this is something that is used in PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds quite a lot, and of course in a lot of third-person games. It doesn't currently exist in Fortnite Battle Royale, but it would be really handy, you know, when you're trying to peek around a corner, you know, maybe an enemy's pushing you and you're stuck against a tree. Instead of having to pan to the left and the right, being able to actually just be on the spot and be able to switch between seeing more of your right screen or more of your left part of the screen would be really handy for those people who utilize third person very well. So it'd be cool to see shoulder switching added to the game. I know it's very useful in PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, which is another really good Battle Royale, so I do think there's a high chance that this could be played out pretty useful in Fortnite without a doubt. So definitely a great addition there, Hallers. Would you guys switch left and right, or would you not use this feature at all? Let me know in the comments. 512460, he said quite a lot. He said maybe they should add a feature that makes the sight and the reticle and light up red once a target like comes into the crosshairs. He says, I feel these features may have more use to longer range players, just in his opinion, or it's seen as making the game too easy and reducing the skill level. Now it could be seen in both ways. It could be something that long range players would love, you know, people who like to sit back and just kind of get those long distance kills like snipers, or it would become something where it would make the game genuinely too easy because everyone would be doing it, you know, and the skill factor doesn't really matter anymore, and it would reduce the skill gap indeed. But it depends on where the zone is, the type of players you're going against. Personally, I wouldn't really go for the lighting up in the crosshair when an enemy passes through it. That would make it too easy, but maybe an additional zoom on the assault rifle would be pretty interesting. We tend to use the assault rifle long range anyway, like really long range, even out in the blurred area. It'd be interesting to see that slightly little bit more zoom on it, maybe like a zoom option to kind of go a little bit further ahead. That would be pretty cool, and I definitely agree with, you know, maybe a multi-range and sniper scope as well, something that allows us to kind of shoot close range and then shoot very far away as well. So not only just with an assault rifle, but with any scoped weapon, I think there should be a form of zoom on it to allow a weapon to be a little bit more close range as well as really far away and be really effective. Now Space suggested getting a minigun. I had to feature this one because it made me laugh. I definitely wouldn't put a minigun in Fortnite. It would shred the life out of everyone. I mean, the only way you would put it in the game is if the rounds weren't going to do much damage. Like, say for example, every bullet did 1 damage, you know, or something like that, or it did more against structures than it did against players. It'd be interesting to see weapons introduced to the game that were specifically designed to destroy structures only, not only rocket launchers, because of course these are designed in grenade launchers, etc. They obviously do damage to players as well, but it'd be interesting to see specific structure damaging weapons, and maybe a minigun could be that. But against a player, I think unless the damage was really low per bullet, you know, the minigun would be really unfair. I mean, it would be a lot of fun to pick up a minigun, it'd also be very heavy too. And so these are all of the features that you guys have mentioned in the comments of previous videos. Thank you to everyone that has mentioned features and that will mention features in this video. I do hope that we can submit some of these and that the game developers get to see them and suggest ideas between themselves and go, maybe this is useful, maybe we could implement this. And that's the whole idea of this series. So I will be continuously looking at ideas and thoughts that you guys have, and also expressing thoughts and feelings of my own to try and hopefully get the developers to notice what we're saying and say, hey, maybe try this, see what would work with this. And of course they know best, because they are going to find the correct way to implement most of the ideas anyone ever suggests towards them. So hopefully our ideas have been delivered in a certain manner that allows them to be effective in the game. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching today's video. I look forward to speaking to you all in the comment section below. My name's been 7, also known as Martin Wood. Like and comment on all that you love. Peace.